I love you.
Sorry.
Oh, welcome back to the Couch Potatoes. It's a sultry episode apparently today. We're here for... We're keeping that in, baby. Yeah, we're here for the continuation of the Halloween franchise playlist. We're getting close to the end of one franchise. We'll finish it off with the other two.
I did notice, actually, wanted to talk to you off recording, but since we're here, are we not going to do Freddy versus Jason?
Yeah, I'm counting that as a Freddy film because it's both right. Franchises, obviously.
Okay, so it
doesn't really ruin anything in the chronology of the Friday the 13th films.
Okay,
to do it out of order, because technically we'll be doing it just a tad out of order for the Friday films, but it's fine. It was my way of keeping the Nightmare franchise alive.
Yeah,
because it just runs out of films after a while.
Okay. I thought that I read through, I thought, and maybe I just skipped over it. I didn't see it. So now I look a fool and you don't.
Wahaha! That's just how I like it.
I'm the Faceless Leon, and this is a podcast about movies
and TV. You're the Foolish Leon.
I'm the Foolish Leon.
And I'm the Genius Traveler.
And this is a podcast called Green and Foolish on the Couch. It's about movies and TV.
Yes, it is, baby. We're here with the 7th installment of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Halloween franchises. And I just want to say up front that, you know, the score, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but Nightmare on Elm Street is winning.
Definitely.
They've got the most wins. I think they have like 4.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, like Friday's got 1, 2 for you, 1 for Halloween for me.
Okay, so those are like
split on one decision.
Half a wins.
Yeah, exactly. They're so 1.5 for Friday, a half for I keep wanting to say Cabin in the Woods for Halloween. It's Halloween.
Cataween.
But then Nightmare on Elm Street's been killing it. They keep bringing the game, and every single time that Nightmare on Elm Street has had, every single time that Halloween has had a good installment, Nightmare on Elm Street's just always bettered it. We're going to talk whether they did that on the 7th installment or not.
We'll see.
Because I think it's fair to say we're gonna dive into Friday the 13th first. I think it's fair to say that it didn't have any meat in this game at all.
Honestly, I do think that I personally liked it better than the 6th installment, though the 6th installment's pretty good for this series. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe it was the atmosphere that I was in. It was very entertaining for watching it at work while I was waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you cut out. Did you say you liked it better than the 6th?
I think I did. At least as I was watching it, I thought I did. But maybe not. I don't know. So I like what they were trying to do with Tina. I guess Tina Shepard is her name. Played by Lar Park Lincoln. It's Lar Park Lincoln.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The telekinetic.
Yeah,
the Carrie ripoff, as I call her.
Yeah, I guess so.
The except for Carrie ripoff.
But I don't feel like it really relates to Carrie so much. So I feel like, okay, so this is her story. Her dad was a drunk, played by John Autran, and he slapped around her mother once or twice, and she's played by Susan Blue, and she's throughout the film. One time they're fighting, and Tina leaves, and then they're like freaking out, where'd Tina go? And she got into a boat on Crystal Lake, because that's where they were staying or lived.
Womp womp.
And then she uses her telekinetic powers that she didn't know she had to topple the pier, which had an awning over it, and it buried and killed her dad under the water. And apparently, just a little bit of a giveaway, they never got his body out of there. They never did that.
Yeah, apparently not, because if they had, they would have noticed another body right next door. The body of Jason killed at the end of the last movie.
Not too far away, yes. So, a little bit later in Tina's life, she comes back to the house with her mom and her Dr.
That's a good idea.
Cruz. What? Because that's a good idea?
Yeah. I said, because that's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dr. Cruz, by the way, I thought this was hilarious because I've only ever seen this guy in one other thing that I know of.
Yeah.
And that's as the dead body and Weekend at Bernie's.
That's what I recognized him from. I was trying to remember. Terry Kaiser.
He just showed up and I was like, wait, you actually act as a live person?
Well, anyways, Terry Kaiser, that's who it is, right? That's the only other doctor.
Yeah.
This, right? Yeah. Okay, well, he wants to study her, essentially. He's posing that he is trying to help her from her psychotic break, but he really just wants to study her powers. And I think that story of like a psychiatrist being duplicitous and trying to help, like, you know, in studying a subject, but secretly poking her to make things happen, and then that going bad, I think is a good story. Even if you include her going to the lake and trying to resurrect her dad, and accidentally resurrects this demon creature. That's still a good story. The fact that it's Jason Voorhees, I think, diminishes both stories. That's what I'm going to say. It diminishes the Friday the 13th story, and it diminishes this telekinetic story by mashing them together, I feel like.
Right. All I'm saying when I say Carrie ripoff, though, is I guarantee you, when they're pitching ideas for what to do next with Jason and everything, they're like, well, what do we do? Like, he's killed just counselors. He's not really done anything. You know, this is time for us to go absurd. You know, we're on the 7th fucking installment. Let's just get crazy with it. Let's just do something crazy. And somebody's like, I got it. Let's take Carrie from that Stephen King thriller, and we'll put her up against Jason. You know, Jason's got to go up against some kind of magic. You know, that's his next thing.
They couldn't get Steven to write off on it. So
yeah, Steven was like, no, that sounds fucking stupid. So they're like, all right, we're gonna do a discount Carrie. We're gonna build our own. She's gonna have her own telekinetic and telepathic abilities. And the problem is, like, there's just, I don't know, like, her character, I kind of do root for her, I guess. Like, you know, it's because, like, she's got nothing wrong. She's just, you know, she's just a kid when she accidentally kills her dad.
Right.
And then she's just got, like, mild, you know, she's got, of course, like, PTSD from that.
Right.
And
she
other
does
issues.
have
but, like,
hallucinations and delusions sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But you find out that part of it is visions as well. She also has visions.
Right. And that's the other thing, is she's seeing the other kids, because there's other kids nearby having a party.
A birthday party for Michael Myers. Which so it's for this kid named Michael, played by William Butler. But honestly, every time they ask, where's Michael? I'm like thinking, oh shit, Michael Myers. Where is he? But that's our fault for talking about all three of these movies at the same time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if it was just a poor name choice for a major character or what.
Yeah. Who knows? But they're all there. Most of the people at the party are his friends, but there's also his cousin. Is it David? I thought it was Nick, but I can't find a Nick on the... There it is, Nick.
Oh man, I don't...
It's Kevin Spertus.
None of these characters stick out to me.
Well,
yeah,
Nick
none of these characters stick out to me. They are just...
Right.
Yeah, they're just Michael or Jason fodder.
But I will say that they are pretty well acted for a Friday the 13th movie.
For a Friday the 13th film, yes, yeah, sure.
So
I was gonna say, I don't think they're pretty well acted.
So Kevin Spirtus plays Nick, and from first sight, he is just infatuated with Tina, and has to get to know her, and thinks that she's more interested than the other people at the party, the weekend-long party, I guess. And it's very nondescript. He never shows up. Michael never shows up, by the way. But he does help her pick up, this being Nick, helps Tina pick up her underwear from the street, and he's like, "Oh, I'm such a jerk." And then he invites her over to the party, and then she sees Jason there and freaks out, and comes back to her doctor, and her doctor's like, "No, there's no such thing," and he kind of like tries to cover it up a little bit, which I thought was the stupidest.
Yeah, he just thinks it's a psychotic. I mean, he just thinks it's a psychotic episode. That's all. Like, maybe if you look at it from his point of view, what he's dealing with, that's probably how you would respond. You would just be like, "No. You're seeing like visions of your father, like, you know."
Right. He does try to brush it off as part of her delusions, but he's secretly kind of causing those delusions, gaslighting her, and getting and knowing that, it's just, why wouldn't you think, oh, maybe there's something going on? I just don't get it.
Well, like, I feel like he should have reacted more along the lines of, like, "Oh, fuck, I've pushed her too far."
Yeah.
Like, he definitely should have been like, maybe we should leave or something. Right. Like, I'm not saying he is a morally sound guy, but I don't understand why he would at all believe that there should be another killer roaming about.
Right.
Like,
maybe he thinks it's Tina.
He doesn't know anything about Jason.
But of course, he hasn't found any dead bodies either. So,
but nobody's died yet. He hasn't seen anybody die. All he has heard is her saying, "There's a guy coming around killing people," and he's like, "All right,
okay,
you're having one of your episodes, I guess."
I see. I want to have all the people in my field tell me what a good boy job I did. So you're gonna sit there and you're gonna move this matchbook. Okay. And then he yells at her. And,
yeah. I'm not saying at all that he is a good character. He is not. He is a very, disgusting guy.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying from his point of view, like, yeah, when she comes running up to him saying that she's seeing Jason kill people, like, I feel like I would have thought the same thing as him.
I did say that Susan Blue is throughout the movie, but at some point she does get murdered because Dr. Cruz uses her as a body shield against Jason.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ.
Super fucked up. He's like, "No, wait a minute. Like moving her in front of him. Like, and she's like, "We gotta get out of here." A stab. Jesus.
Yeah, he's awful. He's awful.
Worst.
I will say that's another thing with this movie is the kills. They're not that fascinating. They're fairly predictable. They're all pretty set up as classic as you can possibly make them. You know, it's like one person's alone walking through the dark, like, "Oh my god, oh Jesus!" The music's getting louder and louder, and she turns around and there's Jason, and he's like, "Rah!" It's annoying. He does get the first sleeping bag kill. That is an iconic moment for the franchise. That was fun. He just like grabs a girl in a sleeping bag and just hucks her against a tree, and it's like, holy fuck.
Whenever he kills a woman, though, I'm pretty sure she's butt naked.
Yeah.
You know what? Susan Blue wasn't naked, and neither was the really antagonistic woman, the teenager. I can't remember these different kids. There was really a lot of them. But she was the one who found out that Tina was in a mental institution until very recently, and then makes fun of her so that she can get Nick instead of Tina.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well,
Was she the one that went skinny dipping?
No. Most of the girls were blonde too, and that always confuses me for some reason. But
all blondes look the same.
I really don't know.
You heard it here from the Faceless Leon, folks.
It might be because I just am not really attracted to blondes. But that sounds...
Ouch, thanks. I'm blonde, by the way, everybody.
It's just your human
Green
suit.
Traveler with blonde hair.
Come on.
Yeah. Still. Rough.
I'm sorry.
Painful. No, I really did like the skinny dip kills too. I thought that was hilarious because there's of course, as you do in a Friday the 13th, there's got to be tits.
Yeah.
And so one lady strips and goes swimming because that's another thing you do when you're in on a lakeside is you go skinny dipping. It's fun, right. I guess. And so she goes in there and she's trying to encourage her boyfriend to do so. And while she goes under the water, her boyfriend gets hatcheted to the fucking face.
He sure
and it's
does.
Hilarious.
Real fast. And he keeps
What's
on
hilarious
showing
though,
up,
is
too.
like him getting hatcheted is not hilarious.
Bringing his face back in for some reason.
They're really proud of the effects. They're really proud of what he looked like without his nose.
I mean, it really just looked like a vagina face, man.
That's true. It is true, and that's what they wanted to keep referencing. I think it was just to keep bringing it in there. Like, it's look how good we did on this one job, isn't it nice? But what's hilarious about that scene, though, is that when she comes up out of the water, Jason's nowhere to be found. But there is her boyfriend without a nose, like face just cleaved in two there, and she's of course scared, and she's looking around. Where's the killer? Where's the killer? Well, somehow Jason beat ass into the water and was underneath the water so he could just jump up and do a jump scare. It's the funniest shit ever. Like, why didn't he just crawl over to her and kill her under the water? No, he had to jump up. He had to give her a jump scare. He loves
to scare, though. I feel like even more than Michael, Jason loves to scare. And and I think that's a good distinction between them because while Michael does feed off of your fear, he more just wants to kill you in some fashion.
Yeah, it's like Michael might feed off your fear, but he might also just stab you in the back while you're not looking. Yeah. And he might walk up behind you and just be like, stab, stab, stab.
Yeah.
Jason at least wants you to see that he's coming.
Yeah. He needs it. He's playing. He's just playing. He's just a little boy.
He's just a little boy. He's just so innocent. Is that it for Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood? We ready to wrap on it? Yeah, I give it 2 stars. It's fairly unoriginal, fairly predictable, very run-of-the-mill. The last one had the excitement of the kids, the camp and everything. There's some kind of vitality to the last one somehow. They felt like there was actual new blood in the last one. In the one titled New Blood, they went for the old scares. And I'm just once I started painting and put it into background noise, it got so much better. I just started focusing on something else and just let it play on. And I liked it a whole lot more because then it was just people screaming. And occasionally you just look up and it was like, oh, boobs. Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right.
There were a fair number of those. So I give it a face. I think out of the Friday the 13th movies that it's pretty watchable. And I like the psychic stuff. I just really wish that it wasn't a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah. I think it would have a leg to stand on.
There is some weird fucking editing. I don't think we actually brought this up. There is some weird editing.
Oh no, we didn't.
Where the score.
I think it's just because it was ripped from the television. I feel like whoever uploaded this to whatever streaming site we watched it on, I feel like they couldn't actually get the right DVD copy or something and just uploaded something from TV. Because it's scenes. There would be scenes that would just Yeah, because they just transition to black. They like fade to black like old-timey television does when it goes into a TV break. I say old-timey, like the 90s and 2000s.
Right.
Like, right before it goes to a break, it would just fade to black real slowly, and then it just cut to an ad break.
But they would do it with
I feel like that's what was going on.
Too. It was super weird. And then sometimes it would even fade back up in the same scene. It was super weird.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and it was bothering the crap out of me. But that was the only excuse because I was like, I don't want to lay it on the movie because so it's like otherwise I'd give it a 1.5 stars. No, it's I wouldn't ruin it that way. But it's like I don't want to blame it on the movie because I feel like it was just a weird copy that they were importing it from. Like there had to be something.
Yeah.
Like I would really hope that the finished product doesn't have those awful transitions.
So. Should we move on to a new film, or should we take a soda pop break?
Let's take a soda pop break, because I feel like the real contenders are our last two films.
That's true. We'll come on back.
We'll keep them together.
And if you did think that our ramblings on this not-so-great movie were good, and you want to hear more ramblings about not-so-great movies, you can go on down to patreon.com/greenandfaceless, sign up to be a real couch potato, and then you can make suggestions about what we watch on the Potato Pick, which is once a month. Just happened last Thursday. All right. Now I gotta get a drink.
While you're getting a drink, I gotta toss out there to remind you also about Bangers and Hash. That's another important thing about the Patreon page. You get exclusive episodes of our other series, Bangers and Hash.
That's right.
A once-a-month episode where we talk the new movies or television that we're watching at the time. So join us there.
Please do. We'd love to have your patronage and could really use the dough because everybody knows it's shitty out there and this does take work. So, we'd appreciate the appreciation and we appreciate you for appreciating.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Now let's appreciate a Sprite. This episode's sponsored by Sprite.
Not really.
Not really.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
I love you. Which one do we want to talk about first? Do we want to do Halloween Water or do we want to do New Nightmare?
Halloween Water. What year? What did they come out the same year?
No, New Nightmare came out 1994, and Halloween came out 1998. Halloween H20, as I found out.
Yeah.
I've been calling it H2O my whole life, but it's not H2O, guys. It's H20. I had to look into it.
Water. I guess we're back.
Literally, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, we're back. I didn't even think about it until you said, like, you texted me and you were like, is it H20 or H2O? And I was just like, what? What kind of question are you asking? And I was like, it is called 20 Years Later. Oh my God. And I had to look into it. And I found out that H20, that's what it is. It's H20. It was shortened for Halloween 20 or Halloween 20 Years Later. So the official title, no joke, of this movie, because this movie is called Halloween H20 20 Years Later. So its official title is Halloween 20 Years Later.
Yes, it is. All right, let's talk about Halloween.
I hate it. I hate it. Well, I don't hate the movie. I just hate that title. That title is so goddamn stupid. and I thought it was... I literally, my whole life, have thought it was H2O. I thought it was Halloween H2O. I don't know why.
Well, what does that have to do
I figured
with
there had to be some kind of reason for it. Yeah. I don't know. But no, we're cutting away. This movie cuts ties with movies 3 through 6.
No.
The Jamie Lloyd trilogy, they didn't happen.
No. I think it did. It
didn't.
All right.
Not in the canon of this movie. Well, this movie with small little one-liners, with little nitpicks and everything.
And now I feel so mad that I watched them.
Why? One of them won, from my perspective. No, H20 though. H20 comes out
picks
swinging.
Up from the canon of Halloween 3, and
well, Halloween 2. Halloween 2 now. Come on.
Yeah, you agreed so quickly.
I was so ready to agree with you. I do love Halloween 3. Season of the Witch. No, it's Halloween's 1, 2, and then Halloween H20 if you want to believe in this film's canon. And I don't see why you wouldn't, because, you know, as we mentioned at the beginning, there come a time when the Halloween franchise actually have something decent. And they got something decent here because they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the main reason. Because they brought her back.
Yeah, that's the main reason. But honestly, I think this movie's pretty well acted.
Yeah.
It
really is. They got a lot of good actors.
It did. And, you know, LL Cool J is one of them. Yeah.
Dude, that was hilarious. I loved him. I was rooting for him the whole movie. There were moments, there's certain moments where I'm just like, what happened to LL? Yeah. They did not show him die, but he also walked off screen towards certain death. So what the fuck's going on with LL Cool J? I was so nervous. So nervous.
I really loved him as well.
You know who I was also nervous about? Yeah, I did too. He's the security guard for this area where they're at. I don't remember what it is.
It's a private school that Carrie Tate is the head mistress of. That is Jamie Lee Curtis's character. Yes. Carrie Tate.
Yes. She's undercover. She's gone into the witness protection program. Laurie Strode, no longer a thing. I mean, she's still obviously Laurie Strode.
She faked her death. So this is why I don't think it really messes with that canon. Because she said she faked her death in a car accident.
She did. That's right. You're right. I forgot. She's not in the witness protection program. She did fake her death. That is the plot they went for.
I don't know why. Because she died in a car accident, according to
I think
or whatever.
By that logic, then. By that logic, then. She is a fugitive because she's leading a fake life.
She might be.
Yeah, there's unclaimed taxes. There's unclaimed taxes out there.
That's for damn sure.
She's fucked, man.
But you know, she's paying Carrie Tate's taxes, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Carrie Tate might not be a real person to the government. They might not even know a thing about Carrie Tate.
How would she become a headmistress of a school? Without a social security.
You ever heard of Terry Tate? Is that the guy's name? Terry Tate? Yeah, Terry Tate, office linebacker. Oh my god, have you heard of that shit?
No.
Oh my god. People out there of the world, look up some Terry Tate office linebacker shorts. I'm sure they're on YouTube. They're hilarious. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I just know it made me laugh. But anyways.
I guess I'm going to be left in the dark, but that's fine.
No, you won't. You'll turn around after this episode and you'll do exactly what the potatoes out there are doing. They're looking up some Terry Tate office linebacker videos.
You're right.
I know there's like one where he's like in an office space and he like tackles somebody because they like, I don't remember what they did. They did something stupid that you're not supposed to do at work or whatever, and he just like tackled him. He's like, "You ain't doing that up in this Humpty Bumpty." It's stupid shit. Like, it's really dumb shit, but I love it. Anyways, Carrie Tate, not Terry Tate, but Carrie Tate. Is she teaching kids? What's she doing there? She's still a teacher, right?
Yeah, she does teach a class probably every once in a while.
And one of the students surprised me because I did not know she was in this movie. It's Michelle Williams. She plays Molly Cartwell.
That's right.
Yeah, I love Michelle Williams because my parents raised me good and true on Dawson's Creek, where she plays Jen or whatever the fuck her name is. Great stuff.
Good and true.
Loved it. And then she went on and married Heath Ledger and had her own like crazy career. She's had a lot of good movies. None that I can think of off the top of my head. She was in Shutter Island, but she's in a very small role in that.
That's what I
so really that doesn't work.
From though.
Was she in Blue Valentine? Was that one of her movies? Blue Valentine? Does that sound right? Blue Valentine.
Another one
of
that? Carrie's Wikipedia students, though, is Josh Hartnett, who's playing John, her son.
Oh my god, yeah. Young Josh Hartnett. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. It's like, because I watched this movie a lot as a kid because it was always on television. So coming back to it was so weird because it's like, because I didn't know these faces as a kid, but like coming back to it, I was like, what in the fuck? Michelle Williams was in this? I thought she was just in Dawson's Creek. Like, that's all I remembered as a kid. It's just that repetition, man. If you don't watch it... actually, I don't know. I guess it's not repetition, because I definitely watched this movie a fuck ton as a kid. But I don't know. Just never knew that they were in it. It's so weird.
She was a teenager-ish. I'm sure she wasn't quite.
Maybe it's because they don't die. Maybe it's because they survive, and I'm just like, survivors are boring.
What do you think they call that? Barely unlegal? When you can play a teenager on screen? That might be dirty. I don't know. We'll see. Next, I wanted to introduce, drum roll please, Jimmy. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in this movie.
Yay! Yeah. Very, very small role, but a very loved one.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it was definitely in the middle of his stardom as a kid, so it was definitely a familiar face for the audience.
Yeah,
and he got credited pretty close to the top in the opening credits, even though it was after he was killed.
I think it was like I feel like they were trying to fool us. I feel like they were trying to be like, he's gonna be in it much longer, because obviously look how quick his name shows up. Right. Because that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, I didn't know he was in this either. I was like, I don't remember him. And then after 5 minutes, I was like, oh, that's why I don't remember him. Got it.
And I do
then have... Then again, I also don't remember Michelle Williams.
There is one more character that I would like to introduce before we really get into the synopsis of the movie, and that is Norma. And she plays...
Norma!
She is Carrie Tate's secretary at the school, and she's played by Janet Leigh, who is our super strange side character of the day, Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. Isn't that fun?
What?
Yeah.
And also the star of Psycho.
Psycho, yeah. So and The Fog.
I thought that's why you were bringing her up.
I just thought it was fun that she had her mom in this. But yes. But she also starred in...
I completely forgot that
The Fog and other horror movies. Saw a lot of pictures when I was researching of her and Jamie together at events and stuff, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
I just thought it was nice. That
I do enjoy that little tale. Together. Yeah, and it's all about legacy. It's always about family. If Fast and Furious has taught us anything, it's about family, and that's what number 7's about. H20, 20 years later. No, that's what it was, because H2O is like 7. I don't remember. There's like 7 bonds or something, and chemicals. That's how I always proved or like thought of it as H2O. There's something about the number 7. In the chemical bond of H2O. I don't know. It's not worth it. They might have
been playing it like all together. They knew it would bring into people's mind Aqua. And that's it.
Aqua.
I'm thirsty.
No, it's dumb. But no, that's what this whole movie's about. It's family. Michael's back. He wants his sister dead. Because, she thinks he's dead. She thought he blew up in that hospital, but she never saw the fucking body, man. And that's what's always bothered her. She never saw the body. And she wants to know for sure that he is dead, to be the one that dismembers his body. She's crazy about it. And at the same time, it's put her on her toes. She's always, she's struggled to associate with people, but she's built this new life. She's doing okay. She's getting through, getting by, but
she's also
Michael's
dating.
Coming.
She is dating.
Yeah, she is.
The school counselor, Dr. Brennan, Will Brennan.
Yeah,
played by Adam Arkin.
I know. I thought I recognized him from something. I don't. Yeah, none of that stuff looks familiar from a quick glance. I don't know.
He's pretty sexy though. I'll give him that.
He is a sexy looking man. And especially for the turn of the 90s to the 2000s, I could see it. He's got like a John Cusack weird slick-esque nature to him. Yeah.
Well, his headshot on IMDb is pretty good. So moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. For whatever reason, Michael's back, and he's coming for her. He's coming for Lori, for Carrie Tate. She is seeing him places too. She's having weird visions, nightmares. So she has moments where she'll if she sees him, she'll just close her eyes. She'll wish him gone, I know it's a hallucination, and she'll open her eyes and he'll be gone. Everything will be fine. Right. Doing okay. But Michael's making his way across state, country, town, everything, lake, water, who knows? I don't remember where he's coming from, but he's coming, damn it. For whatever reason, he also is very choosy with his kills. Like, at the very beginning, as we mentioned, there's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, another kid, and also a woman who counseled Laurie Strode for a while. Right. And for whatever reason, I say for whatever reason, but the reason is he's Michael. He just kills them all. And he's just like, yeah. He's like, I'm back, baby. I'm killing. And then he comes across a mother and a child who are stopping at a random restroom. Yeah. Way out in the middle of nowhere. And he decides not to kill them. He just takes their keys and leaves. And it's a very tense scene. I love that scene. Yeah. It's really well set up and everything. But why is he choosing not to kill them? I don't understand.
I don't know. Like, what was the point killed there? Kids before though. At least not like young kids. So maybe maybe he knew if he killed the mom, then the kid would be alone. And maybe he does have some sympathy for children for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
This version.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to say something or not, but like it just felt very weird. Like, it was a really good scene, but when you hear the car start up and drive away, it's like, that was a lot of setup for nothing. I'm happy that nothing happened because I did not want the mom to die, but pretty sure that Michael would have just killed the mom. It's the scariest
vehicle he could have found.
Yeah. A minibus. All right.
It was, I don't know what you call them, but it had that really old-fashioned front, where that has the big scoops over the fender for the fenders. Yeah. And then it was almost like a school
bus is what it is.
It might have been a hearse. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a weird vehicle, but it's a weird enough vehicle that it doesn't look too weird stalking the boarding school, I guess. Yeah. Because that's what he ends up doing is, he finds Lori.
Ronnie's too busy writing, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. And I love the story he's writing. It's hilarious, especially because it's very chauvinistic. And his wife calls him out on it. There's a lot of tips that, if you're going into writing, like things to not do. And a lot of, male writers, when they're writing novels and stuff, they'll describe women or describe skin color and stuff, and they'll compare it to food and to something to be consumed. And, and that's all of Ronnie's writing is like, as he's describing this woman, his wife is just like, why are her tits melons? Like, what the hell? What are you talking about the food for? Like, she's just calling him out on everything. And so she's like correcting all of it and she's making it better. It's a really captivating story. I really loved Ronnie. I loved his life.
All over the phone.
It's all over the phone. You never see her.
Yeah, you never see her, but you get her voice, and I don't actually know who plays her. I don't remember the character's name.
I don't know if it's Shirley Jones or not. I would assume so. He's Ronnie Jones, so I would assume Shirley Jones. It's Lisa Gay Hamilton.
Because here it says Shirl voice. Our detective work figured it out. It was fun. Lisa Gay.
Yeah, I fucking love it. And that's the thing about this whole movie is, because like once he gets to the boarding school, then you just have your typical Halloween. Everything takes place in one night. Michael's stalking everybody, killing everybody, having a grand old time while they're all screaming and trying to run away. And, it's fascinating. It's really well done. I enjoyed the story a lot, as, following Lori again and, looking at how she's lived the last 20 years. I loved it. It's really cool. It's really interesting. And What I especially enjoyed was the tension building. They did a really good job at building these tense scenes. Like, it felt livelier than the last 3 Halloweens. The last ones have all felt very stale, run-of-the-mill.
Sure.
Like,
this one just all around felt better caliber cinema.
It just had more energy.
Honestly, some pretty interesting cinematography that I thought I wanted to point out, but now don't remember. And maybe I'm thinking of Nightmare.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say that this one is directed by Steve Miner. We've talked about him before. He did Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3.
Oh.
Okay.
No. 2 was definitely the best of the 3 of them. So, you got closing statements for this movie?
Yeah, I mean, like, as I said, going into the beginning, you know, every now and then, Halloween gets a good one. I give this one 3 stars. It's really fun. It just felt livelier, you know, and it's always nice seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back. She just fucking kills it in this role. I enjoy how she has aged this character, how she's developed this character over the last 20 years of the movie time. Yeah. And, you know, so it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. And I thought, because I've never seen Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and I didn't watch it before Halloween H20. I watched Halloween H20, and I finished it, and I was like, I think that's gonna be hard to beat. I think Halloween's got a victory on her hands. And we're gonna talk that one next.
So I did really enjoy this movie. I still only give it a face. Like, it's not my favorite movie in the world, but so far it is my favorite portrayal of Laurie Strode. Even with the functional alcoholism, it's honestly pretty intense.
Yeah.
She's drinking in every other scene, but she's never sloppy, and she's always ready for Michael. And I thought that was an interesting characteristic, honestly. I don't know. You know, they might have said, hey, screw those other movies, like in public. Say, like, I don't know what they said. But I feel like they wrote it in such a way that those other movies could have happened. And she's just sitting there being scared shitless, knowing that all these attacks happened on Haddonfield and that her daughter was there.
Right.
Like, she's obviously she was.
Maybe. I think there's small lines that do away with the other trilogy.
Maybe.
Like, I think there's like small little moments that just say like, no, like, this was fake, this wasn't real, that didn't happen. There definitely is in the new trilogy, the modern day trilogy. They definitely have liners that cut ties with all of this, because in this movie, it's very explicit. Laurie Strode says that it's like, that's my brother, that's Michael. You know,
but they used Jamie, though.
My strange brother.
They used the same actor who played Jamie.
Right.
Don't they? Or do they not? Maybe it's different.
Not in this one, I don't think. No.
No, well, Jamie's not.
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
H20.
I don't think she even.
No. Jamie's not in H20. I mean, in the new ones.
Oh, in the new ones? No, I don't think they use the same actor, no.
Oh, well, she's in something else for Hollywood. Whatever.
Anyhow. Maybe they do. I don't know. Here
we go. Moving on to New Nightmare. I don't know what else to say about H20.
Yeah. No, let's move on to New Nightmare. I was very excited for this one because I love Wes Craven, and he returned to his baby. He came back to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, what a good baby.
Like, I don't know why I had never watched this, because it's like, as I said, like, I've loved everything by Wes Craven I've seen, so I don't know why I just did not check this one out. But holy fuck, if you thought Wes Craven couldn't get more meta and you hadn't seen New Nightmare yet, check out New Nightmare, because I don't think he could ever top the meta-ness of New Nightmare.
Yeah, it is so good. Yeah, definitely, if you love New Nightmare, go check it out. So, it's funny. All 3 of these films, I felt like, did interesting things to the canon of their stories. in Friday the 13th, they introduced psychic powers. I don't think that existed. Satanic stuff existed, like occultic stuff existed.
And it was also the end. It was also the end to the kid of the last few films.
Yeah, there's no more Jimmy, Timmy, whatever. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, something like that. One of those names.
Yeah.
He's done. His storyline's finished.
Might be Tommy.
Tommy.
Is it?
It was Tommy.
Okay, because Tommy Doyle too was in the Halloween whatever.
That's right.
The Halloween movie. Oh
shit, you're right.
The Halloween movie, it just, totally retconned some shit in its plot. And
yeah.
This
they were done with the Jamie Strode's.
Yeah. This movie made it so that it doesn't matter any of the loopholes in the stories of the previous movies. It doesn't matter because this is a movie about the world where those 6 movies were made.
Exactly. It's a real world story. It's Wes Craven plays Wes Craven. They bring back Heather Langenkamp from the first and third movie to play. Yeah, she's playing herself.
Nancy.
She's got it.
They do refer to her as Nancy.
Nancy. Yeah. They even have Robert Englund. He's playing himself and also Freddy Krueger when Freddy Krueger shows up.
He's so good.
Golden stuff. I love the idea behind this. And it was so easy to wrap your head around too. Because it's once it happens, because it starts off on a film set, and then it's a nightmare. It's just them filming this scene, and you get immediately you're like, oh, this isn't a dream. It's just a scene. They're just filming, and then it turns into a nightmare, and you realize it is a nightmare. But Wes Craven set it up so fucking well for your brain to wrap around because you just set it up as a nightmare, and then it's just like, oh, real world, here we are. So it immediately felt dreamlike, and that's fucking great.
So I had no idea that they were going to go meta when I started watching it, and I was like, "That's not Nancy, is it?" When it started,
right?
And I'm like, "Are they really bringing back Nancy?" I guess she was in the first one with Wes Craven when he made the first movie, and then and she wakes up and her kid's okay. I don't remember what the kid's name is.
Dylan. Played by Miko Hughes.
And he looked really familiar for some reason, this kid. But
Pet Sematary.
Kindergarten Cop.
You've seen the original. Oh, okay.
Well, anyways, I've seen that
I know
a zillion times.
I know him for Pet Sematary. You know him for Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
I think he's the kid who asks Arnold Schwarzenegger that tells him that his headache could be a tumor. And
it's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Where are we at?
She wakes up, her kid's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, her husband is also fine. Her husband is
Chase Porter.
Which one's her husband?
Chase Porter, played by David Newsom. There
he is. Yeah, the one person not playing himself. Her husband.
There's a few other people, like Terry.
There are, yeah. I mean, Miko's not also, yeah.
There's some other people. I think Chuck and Terry work with Chase. Right after it is announced that Wes Craven is coming back to make another Freddy movie.
Yeah, baby.
Her husband, who was slated to work on a project for it, dies in a car accident. He falls asleep / gets Fredalized. Actually, they do a really good job.
Hold on, Faceless.
What's up?
I thought Freddy was dead. He died in the last movie. He's dead.
But Robert, they don't know it's going to be a new nightmare. Wes himself hasn't written any horror stuff because he hasn't had any good nightmares. And he had this new nightmare, and it involved Freddy.
Yeah, he did.
And he wants to bring back Heather Langenkamp, and obviously Robert Englund, who for some reason I always thought was English.
Yeah.
I just always did. Could be the name. I don't know.
Maybe because his name is England.
Yes.
He must be English with a name like that.
But I was wrong. So there.
You were wrong. No, I really enjoy it, though, because after her husband dies, I mean, even before her husband dies, but not too much after it, she starts to have crazy nightmares. Yes. She starts seeing what's billed as the entity. It's Freddy Krueger, but they're calling it the entity in this one. Because it's kind of like a return to form. He's no longer the comedic, jokey, he still says bitch, but like he's terrifying.
Yeah.
He's not, he is intimidating as fuck all in this. As the entity. There is a moment where Robert Englund makes an appearance as Freddy on a joke.
Funny.
As a joke.
And that's it scares the shit out of Heather because she's having dreams about him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well,
she's dreaming about the entity.
I'm sorry to scare you. He's like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
As Robert.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, he's just painting. He's just a lovely guy. Well, yeah, she was on a news set, like doing a talk show performance.
Yeah.
And he just came out of the backdrop and just surprised her, and like it's a good moment. Like there's so many like really good moments, and like the best part about it is the fact that people think Heather's just going insane.
Yeah.
Maybe she's been overworked. Her husband just died. She's crazy stressed.
Mm-hmm.
She's, the people that have seen or heard about Wes's new script have said that it's very meta.
Yeah.
And very real world. And people are thinking maybe that's just taking its toll on Heather. Maybe she's not ready for this role because it's just too meta.
She hasn't actually seen the script.
Yeah. Well, they don't know that though. But they've just heard. And there's people who mention that they're just like, I think, maybe this role is just too much right now. And like, it's good shit.
It's really
like, I just love it. Yeah. Especially when Wes Craven even is involved because she goes to visit Wes and she's just like, he's talking to her about the script, and she even like, there's a moment where she sees the script and it literally details something that just happened. And it's just like, or no, she doesn't see the script. Somebody mentions that he just finished writing this part of the script that just happened. She saw her son on top of a playground set reaching towards the skies, and then he falls off the playground set, and she catches him. And this other person, like they're talking about maybe it's with Robert Englund.
It's John.
Oh, it's
something.
John.
The guy who plays her father's a pretty big role. The guy who plays John Saxon is the actor's name, and he's playing himself.
Gotcha.
And he played the father in the first movie. Well, I guess the third one too, if he was in there. I think they had a phone call or something at some point.
Yeah, and he tells her, he's just like, yeah, he said that the script's coming along well. He just finished writing the part where your son gets denied by God or something like that. And she's just like, what in the fuck? Like, everything that Wes is writing is meta, like it's coming to life, and it's a really good blend of reality. Mm-hmm. Like he did it again. He did it again, just like he did with the first one, where he really did a great job at blending the nightmare world with reality. And it's just like, you don't know where one ends and one begins.
And he might have outdid the original. He might have.
Nah, I don't know about that.
He might have.
Like, I
like
need to
the
rewatch
ending
the original.
a whole lot better than I like the ending of that movie.
That's so fair. That is so fair. It's so true. Like, because I really did enjoy the ending to this one.
Yeah, it's so good. I don't want to give it away an inch, but it's really good.
No.
I know that when we watched that first movie, it must be something to do with Wes Craven. It really reminded me of Videodrome back then, and this one does, especially in the ending, remind me of that. And I don't feel like that gives anything away, because who knows what Videodrome's about.
Yeah, nobody's watched that. Nobody but us. Oh, poor Cronenberg.
It's really good, guys. You should check it out.
No, I agree with you.
Review.
Both of them. You should check both of them out. You should check out Videodrome, and you should check out New Nightmare.
Hell yeah,
because
you should check out
Wes Craven created something special with this one.
Definitely.
Like, my only complaint, and it's not even a complaint. I just feel like we don't get much closing with Robert Englund himself, that character.
Right. That is like the last one thing for me too.
Yeah, the last we see of him, he's just painting, and it's very clear that he's seeing Freddy again because he's painting Freddy into his paintings. He's putting them in there. And like it's a really good scene, but like that's it. We don't know if Freddy got him. We don't know if if he's doing fine or what happened. He's just gone after that.
Or even we don't know if
maybe there's a scene or something.
We don't even know if this creature is inhabiting Robert Englund, because Robert Englund is playing the entity after it appears, and he's not there after that.
Yeah,
and even
that's true.
Even given the ending, I think that works.
Maybe, and I also like the entity's design, like, because it's like a revamped Freddy look.
Yeah,
like he looks more dead. He doesn't look just like this, like prosthetics with like what it's become. Like it's another case of like what we're talking about with Halloween, where it doesn't feel stale anymore. It feels like Wes Craven came back in and just shot it full of adrenaline. Was just like, we're revamping this whole image.
I did hate Michael's mask though. It was not good.
Oh, and yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Yeah,
they really just they went out and bought one from the gift shop out next door or something.
A cheap one that was made to look like the Michael Myers mask. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but not Freddy. Freddy looks damn good. The claws look great. the prosthetics, everything, like. Fucking A, man. Fucking A, 3.5 stars. Check it out.
I fucking loved it. I give it a face and a half.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I like it better than the original. We'll have to see once we finish the franchise.
Right.
If something else knocks it off the top. But damn, it's pretty good. I'm a sucker for meta stories anyways. And it just made the whole franchise work. Like, that's what it did for me. It made it work a lot better. Because even the movies that you think are kind of shitty, like, you get to this movie and then you're like, yeah, it all makes sense now.
They're just movies.
Yeah.
They're just movies. It makes sense, yeah. In the real world, you have a franchise that comes along, it has some bad films, and then you just have this one really good one. And Wes has it. He's coming for it. Oh,
sure
good
does.
Shit. All around good shit.
Good shit.
What a genius. And it wins.
It wins.
I'm sorry, Halloween. I'm so sorry. You came out swinging. You had a really strong entry yet again.
Yeah.
And Wes Craven's like, you know what? Fuck you, bro.
It's really not fair.
It's kind of like, this is a very, very strong take, I'm sure, but it's kind of like in the music world how whenever Kendrick Lamar puts out a new album, Taylor Swift also puts out a new album, and more people listen to that and love it more so that it wins the Grammy.
It's not fair. It's just not fair.
It's not fair, man. It's just not fair.
You know what is fair though? Democracy. And if you like democracy, I already pitched Green and Faceless Patreon, but patreon.com/Green and Faceless is a place to go check out Bangers and Hash and vote on episodes and make suggestions. So we'd appreciate you going there, join the community. That's the show.
And check out merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The merchandise is it's more of a loyalty program.
It's linked
through Patreon. Yeah, we don't have anything directly for sale right now, but that's something that we would like to do.
Not right now.
But it's a little bit easier when you have some income to work with. And so, if we had a little bit more help, maybe that's something that we could make happen sooner rather than later. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah. Love y'all. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Sleepy Faceless Leon. Safe travels.
Ooh, slurry, too.
Yes. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.